All right, Jake, I'm filming.
So guys, I'm in the hospital. I had an accident.
Chaos, mayhem, and now a hospital bed. Jake Paul just broke his silence after Gervonta Tank Davis reportedly punched him so hard outside the Miami airport that he had to be rushed to the ER. That's right, Jake Paul, the problem child, influencer turned knockout artist, just got a little too close to a real one. And now, with a busted lip, swollen cheek, and ego in pieces, Jake's lying in a hospital room, and the only words he could muster? I'm gonna press charges. Yep, you heard that right. Jake Paul is threatening legal action after catching a real punch outside of the squared circle. But how did we even get here? This wasn't just a random scuffle between two celebs with beef. This was a boiling pot of tension finally exploding in public. Let's break down what really happened and what it means for the rumored Tank versus Jake super fight.
After Canelo obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, like he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, like, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
Let's start with the moment that broke the internet. Gervonta Davis was spotted in Miami, fresh off a wild press run promoting his upcoming rematch with Lamont Roach in August. Jake Paul just so happened to be at the same terminal, reportedly flying in for a Netflix promotional shoot. Witnesses say it started with words, but ended with fists.
Fight. Since you lost, what's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Sources close to the situation claim Jake was taunting Tank about their upcoming exhibition, bout-joking about size, weight, and even Tank's legal troubles. And Tank? He's not the type to laugh it off. We all know about Tank's anger issues, and Jake only made it worse. Cross paths, one shove turned into a swing, and within seconds, Jake was on the ground. Paramedics were called. Jake was reportedly conscious, but clearly shaken. Hours later, he was checked into a Miami hospital for observation. No major injuries, but definitely enough swelling to go viral.
Ow, ow.
Like what would make it...
Ow! Oh my god, we're holding hands. Oh my god. Ow.
Let me see.
Ow! Oh!
Why would it be infected?
Say I do. Say I do.
Oh, bruh. Can I see that hand?
So what did Jake say from the hospital? Only one thing. I'm gonna press charges. Whether he's serious or just blowing smoke for publicity, the threat is real. And that alone could shake things up for the planned Netflix mega exhibition between the two. Tank's legal team hasn't responded. But we already know Gervonta Davis isn't new to legal. Trouble his rap sheet is almost as stacked as his highlight reel.
Well, let me ask you this. I was just talking to her. What if she told me that you beat the piss out of her and you jumped on top of her and started punching her in the face? Should I just go ahead and take that
but don't you know It's your side of the story. Give your side.
You just talking to her though. What the information that she gave you? Can she tell you? You want me to just take everything she says? I'm not from here. Okay, but you want me to just take everything she says as all I'm fact? just saying is I'm not from here. I don't know her exact address. Okay, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm not asking for her exact address. She's saying you hit her. She does have a mark on her lips, and it's under. I have a mark right here. Did she hit you?
Turn around.
For battery.
Turn around.
Violence.
Put your hands behind your back. What's his first name?
Javante.
Javante.
From a hit-and-run case that left 4 people injured to domestic violence allegations caught on camera, Tank has spent nearly as much time in court as he has in the ring.
Baltimore native and boxing champ Gervonta Tank Davis is sent to jail less than a month after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. He was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing yesterday, and now he will finish his 90-day sentence in the Baltimore City Jail. Deputies say Davis violated the terms of his home detention sentence in a 2020 hit-and-run crash. He said his home was too small, so he moved to the Four Seasons Hotel, but did not get permission from the judge. He received his 90-day sentence after pleading guilty in February to a crash that injured 4 people.
He's been arrested multiple times, served house arrest, and faced probation violations that nearly derailed his career.
Davis has been arrested in South Florida on charges of domestic violence causing bodily harm. This is his mugshot that was just released to WJZ. At last check, he remains in custody at the Broward County Jail. And this is just the latest in his legal troubles. Davis is scheduled to appear in a Baltimore Circuit Court in February for his alleged involvement in an unrelated hit-and-run incident from November of 2020.
And now, with this alleged punch on Jake Paul, he could be staring down yet another serious charge. If Jake follows through with the lawsuit and the incident is classified as assault, Davis could be looking at a suspension from boxes, especially with governing bodies cracking down harder on fighter conduct outside the ring.
Gervonta Davis walked out earlier today. That's after a judge gave him a $1,000 bond. Davis was scheduled to headline a boxing match next week in Washington, D.C. It's unknown if that's going to happen.
One more strike like this, and Tank might find himself sidelined just as he's reaching his prime.
Bane said to Batman, victory has defeated you. Do you think that with Tank?
Well, I was going to say Marvin Hagler's quote, which was, it's very difficult to get up and do your early runs when you're wearing silk pajamas.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. Like, the reality is that Tank's success can lead to like a difference in mentality. But as I've said before, and sometimes he hasn't liked it when I've said it, the great thing about Tank is he doesn't overthink. Like when he boxed Ryan, they asked me, who do you think's going to win? And I said, Tank. And one of the reasons is he's not an overthinker. I know a lot of fighters that will talk to me the day leading up to fight. What do you think? What do you think? Tank don't ask anyone what they think.
Right.
He just goes in there and fucks people up.
Right.
But now, maybe he's not that guy anymore. Maybe he's become a little bit softer. I just feel like that's a natural thing to happen to a fighter. The special ones stay that same guy. But this might be the thing that spurs him back to say, oh, I need that back.
Here's where it gets weird. A growing chunk of fans online think this whole airport brawl was staged. Just another marketing ploy to build hype for the Tank versus Jake showdown. Let's be real, this fight needed hype, otherwise no one was going to watch it.
When we wanted the Loma fight, when it was in its prime, him and Mayweather, their team just, they just danced around it. When we wanted the Devin fight for Undisputed, the belts don't matter. I could just give them to my kids because everybody's winning belts. Shakur, he's easy work, he's boring, but you don't want to unify against him. Keyshawn might have a chance. You feel me? It's just disgusting. We wanted the Bud fight too after he called him out, and we also would have took a Teofimo Lopez fight. But then his fans would say, oh, but they're too big. They're not in his weight class. What the fuck is Jake Paul? This is the bullshit I be talking about. Like, this shit does nothing for the sport of boxing, but in terms of the division of 135, it doesn't do jack shit.
And you know what? It kind of makes sense. There were multiple camera angles. No real damage to Jake. No arrest made. The fight just so happens to be trending right after. Even Eddie Hearn chimed in during a DAZN interview, confirming that Jake versus Tank is set for November right after Tank handles his rematch with Lamont Roach in August. Coincidence or controlled chaos? Either way, the storyline just got 10 times bigger. Let's not forget how dumb this matchup looks on paper. Jake Paul walks around at 195 pounds. He said it himself. The fight's happening at that weight. No negotiations. Tank? He fights at 135. That's 6 weight classes apart.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
This isn't just a mismatch. It's a medical risk. Imagine a pit bull trying to take on a Rottweiler wearing armor.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Tank is pound for pound one of the most vicious finishers in boxing. But size matters. And if Jake can take Tank's power without flinching and dish it back, this whole thing could backfire hard.
Tank probably could get hurt. You know, this dude's 200 pounds at the end of the day, and it's not like he's a bum. No, he's not on Tank level, but a good big guy beats a great little guy. That's the phrase. This is a bad look. It's just, again, it's going to be hard for Tank to walk away from the big business that is this fight. It's a huge payday. I guess Tank fans definitely need to be worried. I know you guys think he's Superman. Jake Paul being 195 and then rehydrating. Tank fighting at 135. Coming in at like 133, where people are like, man, look, he can make lightweight. That's a 60-pound gap. That shit got to be dangerous and even unfair. Can his punches even hurt Jake? It can't be safe.
And it's not just the weight. Jake's pushing for no judges, no headgear, knockouts allowed. This isn't your usual celebrity exhibition. It's legalized street fighting on a Netflix contract.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cat. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway. So we'll never know.
And why is Tank doing this fight? Well, for the bag, and let's just say no one in the fight world respects that.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
Here's what's scary though. This might all be messing with Tank's focus. Before Jake, before Netflix, before any lawsuit, she's got a real fight in August. A rematch against Lamont Roach. And if you remember their first bout, you know it didn't end clean. Roach stunned the world by surviving deep into the later rounds. In round 9, fans thought he actually clipped Tank clean butt. The ref waved it off and let the fight continue. Massive controversy. People said the fix was in. DAZN was flooded with hate.
Tank, you voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. But it's all cool, man. You know how I get. They love you and then they hate you. Turn around there and love you again. You know what I mean?
Roach has been training like a madman for this rematch. And if Tank takes his eye off the ball, Roach could ruin the whole Netflix bag.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Let's not forget, Tank's been under pressure ever since his fallout with Floyd Mayweather.
What set you off that you was like, I gotta do that?
A lot of people don't know that what Floyd do. He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause I feel like y'all got, I would say love hate, but it's been like the last interview you showed them love. This week it was whatever. But is that sometimes like, you know, is it just like big bro, little bro seeing things different, or what is it to you?
No, Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the deal.
He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn. Wow.
And I'm just releasing it.
It's exclusive. That's exclusive. Bigger than Floyd deal?
Yeah.
Tank, don't cap, nigga. That's a lot of bread.
You'll see. It's gonna come out.
Floyd was the mastermind behind Tank's rise, but now it's war. Floyd's been training Tank's enemies, throwing subtle jabs online, and low-key helping Lamont Roach in camp. Some fans believe Floyd is quietly rooting for Roach to humble Tank just to prove a point. So while Jake Paul is getting hospital selfies off one punch, Tank's got real sharks waiting for him in the ring. Let's talk about this lawsuit for real. Jake's never been afraid to sue or threaten legal action, but usually it's about fight contracts, payment disputes, or platform drama. Suing over a punch outside the ring? That's a new level 11 for him, but some fans think it's a tactic. Make Tank look like the villain, build public sympathy, secure the bag with a bad blood narrative.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
If Jake drops the case quietly later, we'll know it was all just part of the plan. But if he pushes it, there's a chance Tank could get tied up in court again, and that could delay the Roach fight, or worse, cancel the Netflix mega bout.
We're in discussions with a lot of names: Gervonta Davis, Anthony Joshua, Badou Jack, Ryan Garcia, KSI, Tommy Fury. So there's a lot of people on the hit list, but Badou Jack excites me a lot, and I definitely want to become world champion. So going after Zurdo or Badou sounds like a good game plan to me.
If you had your pick of the litter, in scale of 1, 2, and 3.
First is Gervonta, second is Anthony Joshua, third Canelo.
At the end of the day, this whole storyline lives in the gray area between real and entertainment. Did Tank actually lose it? Did Jake push the wrong button? Or was this the smartest viral marketing play in combat sports since McGregor threw that dolly at Khabib's bus? One thing's for sure, it worked. Everyone's talking, everyone's watching. But behind the smoke and lights, one dude is in the hospital and another might be in court. And if this thing keeps escalating, it could go from fun and games to real consequences, real fast. Jake Paul wanted to be taken seriously as a boxer, but after today, he might need to start by surviving outside the ring. Tank Davis isn't a TikTok trend. He's a monster with hands certified by decades of pain, grit, and war. And Jake just found out up close.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover, boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yeah,
He was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
But while Jake recovers, Tank's got more pressure than ever. He's got Lamont Roach hunting him, Floyd lurking in the shadows. And now, a Netflix fight that could either make history or break him. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.